glad you can join us for another edition of Kogi in Focus, your weekly spotlight on happenings in and around Kogi State in north-central Nigeria. I am Oluwatosin Osuji. On the program today, Kogi State's government to take possession of land within a 16-kilometer radius of the state capital, Lokoja, for development purposes, promises adequate compensation and other benefits for affected landowners. The state government says 3 billion naira has been released to contractors to complete ongoing projects across the state. World Malaria Day was marked across the globe last week, and on this week's Views from the Streets, we shall hear what the people have to say about the prevention, treatment, cure, and eradication of malaria. All these and more when we return. Stay with us. The Kogi State government says it has developed a security architecture that is yielding positive results. Deputy Governor Simon Achuba said this when he received a visiting delegation from the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS, who are on a security tour of the state. He told them to go about their business without fear.
And so when we came on board, His Excellency developed a security architecture, which today has yielded a lot of results. Then in a day, we could have 3 cases of kidnapping in 3 different zones of Kogi State. But I can assure you, we will stay here now 3 months, more than that, we don't hear any case of kidnapping. This is what His Excellency has done for the people of Kogi State. We quickly accepted your offer because we know that there is no structure that is permanent and will continue to succeed. Every structure you set up must receive warm education, training and retraining.
The head of the visiting delegation, Group Captain Mohammed Gumi, retired, explained his team's mission in Kogi State.
We are here in Kogi State to interact with you, sir, and interact with other critical stakeholders with respect to the theme of the course. And from the program you have packaged for us, I think at the end of the day, we are going to be able to harvest enough information so that this training group can write a good report.
He presented a complimentary plaque to the state government in recognition of what he described as concerted efforts of the Yaya Bello administration to curb the high rates of insecurity in the state. The Kogi State government has commended the National Assembly's recent involvement in recent effort towards the resuscitation of the moribund Ajaokuta Iron and Steel Company. Deputy Governor Simon Achuba gave the commendation when members of the House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee on the Ajaokuta Iron and Steel Company paid a courtesy visit on the state government in Lokoja.
And I believe that the time for full takeoff and functioning of Ajaokuta is now. We are glad to receive you, and we believe that your findings and your recommendations to the House of Representative leadership will bring about a change and thinking of government concerning Ajaokuta. And of course, just like you said, we are the mother of this factory. We are the first beneficiary. If Ajaokuta takes off today, other firms that are going to develop through Ajaokuta will not be less than 20. It's Kogites that will first be given priority in virtually everything, but even by virtue of proximity alone.
He urged the committee to ensure that its findings during the tour will bring out a change in the company's fortunes. The committee chairman, Femi Gbajabiamila, said the visit to Ajaokuta was the outcome of a debate on the iron and steel company on the floor of the House after the recent visit of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara.
We will unearth whatever there is to unearth, if there is anything at all to unearth. And the whole idea is to make sure all those things are are dealt with, and we put this thing on the right trajectory to bring it back to life.
Gbajabiamila appealed to the state government to provide them with necessary support and cooperation that will enable them achieve the desired results. The Kogi State government has expressed satisfaction with the efforts of attorneys general of the 19 northern Nigerian states at enthroning justice within the region. Deputy Governor Simon Achuba gave the commendation in Lokoja during the anti-corruption law and policies meeting held in Kogi State capital. He said it was important that the meeting reaches a decision that will strengthen the ongoing fight against corruption in Nigeria.
I'm glad in my heart that as a nation, we are calling ourselves and sitting down and discussing what is eating us up. Corruption is the issue that is eating us up everywhere. If not, tell me, how can some people gather themselves and come to a community, burn down a community, and kill people, and they are never detected within the nation? It is corruption. Information is being concealed, and that is corruption. And these are the things we should look at. But if we have the truth properly and we follow the truth, corruption will have no place amongst us.
The Kogi State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Ibrahim Sani Mohammed, said the state appreciates the role of the Nigerian Bar Association in the development of the country's judiciary. He pledged Kogi State's commitment to the fight against corruption and will continue to support the cause of fighting corruption.
It is no longer news that the administration of President Muhammad Buhari is fighting corruption to its optimum. Several fundamental steps have been taken in that regard, and a lot achieved in that regard in fighting corruption in this country. Likewise, the government of Governor Yahaya Bello is committed to fighting corruption in the state.
The Chief Judge of Kogi State, Justice Nasiru Ajana, Secretary to the government, Ayade Folashade, and other top judicial and other top government functionaries attended the gathering. This is the second time Kogi State is hosting Northern Nigerian Attorneys General Forum. The Kogi State government says it will take possession of all local government land situated within a 16-kilometer radius of the state capital, Lokoja. The state government says the move is business and development centered, and profit generated will be shared on a 65 to 35% basis between the state and local governments, while compensation will be paid for crops and trees of economic value to the traditional land owners.
The government, we shall continue to support the review to redress all the associated problems and challenges militated against our work, interface with the community for appropriate release of land for development.
The State Director of Lands and Housing, Miriam Ladi Ibrahim, who made this known to newsmen in Lokoja, said previous rights of occupancy for local government lands will be revoked if such land falls within a 16-kilometer radius. She appealed to all affected communities and local government areas to comply with the directive. Residents in the affected areas said the proposal is fair.
Investors are looking for land, and we need to cooperate. We need to get the cooperation of their royal fathers and the land owners so that we can actually fast-track development from different angles.
It's a way of sensitizing the landowners as to how to use their land judiciously. And two, they have also made us understand that the 16-kilometer radius are various communities that are embedded within the 16-kilometer radius, government's intentions, and the quest of government for development. And we are aware that this development is to be cited. I think that is all. And also maintain peace in our various communities.
With the new system of 16-kilometer radius, which the government tries to implement, it is going to bring development to the land. And the community has accepted to cede their land to the government because the government promised to pay compensation to the land. And it's for the overall interest of the government.
But this meeting is a good one because it has not been like this before with the past government. So it's a welcome development. And the communique released, we are all satisfied with it.
The affected local government areas are Adavi, Okehi, Ajaokuta, Bassa, and Lokoja. The government wants owners of land that fall within 16-kilometer radius to register same to the state government's land registration center. The state government says it released 3 billion naira at the beginning of the second quarter of this year for the completion of the ongoing projects across the state. The Commissioner for Finance, Asiwaju Ashiru Idris, who disclosed this at the Revenue Performance Review Summit in Lokoja, said funds have been released to the contractors, whom he urged to use the money judiciously.
And in line with the principle of Governor Yabele to ensure equity in all what we are doing, it directed the 3 billion to share across the 3 territorial districts. The Central got 1 billion, which was shared to all the contractors working in the Central. The East got allocation of 1 billion to take care of all the ongoing jobs in the East, and the Western Senatorial District got 1 billion to take care of all the projects ongoing in the West. This is to ensure equity and also to ensure timely delivery of projects for commissioning by the beginning of next year.
In a similar development, the Chairman Internal Revenue Generation Board, Oseni Yakubu, said the state is doing better in its revenue generation in comparison with previous administrations.
Target then was based on the potentials that the governor have actually seen. Yes, this potential is there. I want to tell you categorically that the potential has not actually been harnessed. There are a lot of bottlenecks here and there.
He, however, admitted that such revenue generation targets had not been achieved, but said monthly remittance to the state treasury have increased by more than 200%. This is Kogi in Focus, your weekly review of happenings in and around Nigeria's confluent state. For your contributions and advert placement, please contact us through the phone numbers and social media handles displayed on your screen.
Nigeria's confluent state, the country's melting pot, where almost anything and everything can happen. From the governor to the farmer, from politics to entertainment, from the economy to sports and tourism. We've got you covered on these and a whole lot more on Kogi in Focus. Kogi in Focus, a weekly review of development in and around Kogi State. Stay abreast with what you need to know on Kogi in Focus on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television. Kogi in Focus, reaching everywhere, informing everybody.
The Kogi State government wants all ministries, departments, agencies and parastatals to generate revenue to support the running costs of governments and other budgeted expenditure. Speaking at the MDA's Revenue Performance Review Summit in Lokoja, Summit convener and the Chairman Internal Revenue Generation Board, Yakubu Oseni, said the suggestion is a wake-up call on the need to reduce wastage and make more money for the state.
Kogi State should not be left behind. There was a time where in Lagos State, for example, they were not receiving money from the center, but they survived. How did they survive? It's through ITL. We should all ask ourselves today that assuming what happened to Lagos then happened to Kogi State today, how do we survive?
The Commissioner of Finance and Economic Development, Ashiru Idris, and the Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Paul Mayweather, said it was high time the government agencies become self-sustaining and less dependent on government allocations.
The era of all of us who work together and generate. It is even not too good if they classify me as somebody that is just a consuming person, that I'm not producing. So what the government is telling us is that let's assume that there is no money anywhere coming. Run your ministry like a company. So if you know you cannot do anything, then why are you then employing people?
As we all know, this administration is committed to the realization of the 5 thematic areas of the new direction agenda. That is why we are desirous of effective budget implementation to ensure that we provide quality services that our people richly deserve. We are not unmindful of the fact dwindling resources which has limited the genuine desire and commitment of the state government to move as quickly as possible to translate our plan into action.
Others at the forum agreed on the need to look inward in its effort to increase revenue.
This exercise is to ensure there is a review and to ensure that the MDAs are performing. In summary, is the essence of transparency and accountability.
The MDA's Revenue Performance Review Summit is the first of its kind since the creation of Kogi State. Its objective is to review ministries and parastatals' budget on a quarterly basis to look at areas of possible improvement. The summit ends on the 4th of May. The Kogi State government says to continue to support youth empowerment programs as part of strategies to reduce poverty in the state. Deputy Governor Simon Achuba made the promise when he represented Governor Yahya Bello at the formal launch of the Kogi State Youth Empowerment and Social Support Operation YESO and presentation of the established single register at the Public Workforce Implementation Flag-Off in Lokoja. Achuba said the Kogi State government disburses over 111 million naira monthly to the poor households in the state to help meet their consumption and other basic needs.
You have something in your hands by virtue of being successful as a YESO beneficiary. And it is on this note I want to say congratulations. I also want to advise you that you should not look down on this little beginning. Some may look at it that, oh, this money that is being paid is so small, I should be buying breakfast with it. The little that is in your hand can be multiplied.
He said with the YESO implementation, criminality, youth restiveness, kidnapping, and other vices will be reduced to the barest minimum.
Previous government in Kogi, the State Youth Empowerment Program has been used as a conduit pipe. People benefited based on whom you know syndromes, and in most cases, the actual beneficiaries are not visible. leading to colossal waste of government resources and energy. But today, our beneficiaries are at targeted locations, captured biometrically and linked to their respective bank verification number, that is their BVNs.
Achuba said beneficiaries of the program across the state will be paid 7,500 naira monthly after the completion of a community-driven service period in their respective local governments. Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Salisu Sani Ogu, said the YESO program is another demonstration of the Yaya Bello's administration's commitment to youth upliftment.
1,316 beneficiaries, out of which 980 beneficiaries were validated from the 3 local governments of Okene, Olamaboro, and Yagba East. The process of account opening of a total number of 4,997 validated beneficiaries from both first and second round of operation is about to be concluded by United Bank for Africa, UBA, a payment service provider on the program. There will be, by God's grace, be deployed across the 9 local government areas with effects from 2nd of May 2018. On behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, management and staff of PWF, PIU, I thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yaya Bello, for graciously releasing to the PWF PIU a sum of 39,636,000 naira only to the unit's subsidiary account on the program, as the 10% state's contributory and an additional sum of 1,221,360 for the procurement of samples tools.
YESO's World Bank Task Team leader, Andrew Adejo, said the World Bank was proud to be associated with the program.
I must say Kogi State was one of the first states that was able to pay the required government contribution for takeoff. I want to encourage the state government to please continually ensure that we make available the 10% contribution for the public welfare component.
Traditional ruler, the Oinoyi of Ibira land, Ado Ibrahim, expressed deep appreciation for the introduction of the program, adding that YESO will considerably reduce crime and other social vices in this state. The 25th of April every year is set aside to mark World Malaria Day. This year's theme is Ready to Beat Malaria. How prepared is Nigeria to beat malaria when the prevention, treatment, and cure of the scourge is still an uphill task? That's a question we took to the people, and we bring you their answers on this week's Views from the Streets.
Malaria is being caused by mosquito bites. And looking about the prevention, how to prevent malaria, can prevent malaria through 3 things, which I guess: 1, using of our mosquito nets; 2, avoiding dirty environment; then the 3rd one, avoid stagnant water in our environment. Using of mosquito nets in our different houses, the government have made it easy for us by allowing the World Health Organization to share us our mosquito net. By using this mosquito net in our houses, it will prevent mosquito. The only treatment we have is to go to our physician. Yeah, my general advice: first, go to the government. They are trying a lot, they have been doing their work, but we want them still to continue helping us by sharing the mosquito net. And some of these malaria drugs is free. Let it reach to different clinics in our locality.
Malaria is not just something one can just sit down and treat himself, because you have to meet the personnel. There's personnel, people who are health personnel who are supposed to treat it. You either go to the hospital or any of nearby clinic where they will tell you things you should do to address it.
We can prevent malaria in so many ways. 1, mosquito net; 2, a clean environment; 3, disinfecting, using an insecticide as a mosquito insecticide. That's the 3 ways, the easiest 3 ways to prevent malaria. And you can treat malaria also in too many ways. Professionally, they will tell you to go for a test, or you go to a qualified pharmacist and you tell him, this is how I'm feeling. Then he will tell you, this is the drugs. He will prescribe the drugs for you.
The effort that the government is making, if we can support the government, it will be better. But governments are trying to stop malaria in Nigeria, but we human beings, because of our selfish interests, we don't allow it to work. For example, when they are distributing the mosquito net for people, you can see it in the farm. Some people are using it to guide the farm. The farmers are using it everywhere. It's not the best. So if we can be sincere, honestly, this thing will be eradicated.
Government policies as regards campaign against malaria, let it be more, there is need to intensify effort so that people will realize the devastating effect of malaria in our society.
This is where we wrap it up on this week's edition of Kogi in Focus. Many thanks for being there. And until we come your way next week, same time, same station, continue doing to others what you want them to do to you. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. Have a great week.